RPG TBD, maybe. So, as well, you are aware, all UAssets are saved as a UAsset file, right? In your project folder hierarchy. So you can rudimentary export of things like a material graph or a blueprint can be done by copying the UAsset file and pasting it in the relevant project file, but that's not what you want. So don't do that. You want to maintain a consistency whereby you have a material function. Yeah, everyone's telling you to do that, but you lose the material, you lose all the nodes, and you lose your material function that you wrote. Brushstrokes. I don't know where that came from. Oh, this is everything. Okay. So yeah, imagine I have blueprint test character, which is a blueprint, contains a mesh. I think it has a few other things as well. Just imagine this is a material with a material function node that you wrote. So you right click on the item, you go to asset actions, and then you go to migrate, and then you click that, and it will ask you where you want to migrate it to. Oh, well, it will confirm to you all of the things that it's going to migrate, right? So this is going to migrate the texture, it's going to migrate the mesh, it's going to migrate the material and the material instance, it's going to migrate the blueprint, right? Everything that's required to make this blueprint is going to be grabbed, copied, maintained, and put where you tell it to put it. And you can tell it to put it in the content folder, and it will also preserve the hierarchy of folders that you have set up. So yeah, that's how you do it. I hope that helps, by the way, because it's something that you probably need to do a lot, moving from UE4 to UE5, or moving from project to project if you have a lot of dependencies. But yeah, there's that. Migrate. It's migrate. Alice Kappa, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy it. Same in UE4? Yeah. I was hoping it was going to be the same in UE5 because I was. What am I doing, right? How does this work? Does it work? It's very slow. There's obviously something wrong with this. And I totally ran out of steam. Oh, it's broken. Why? Did I break it? I did break it, didn't I? And then I didn't fix it. What a brain. Excuse me. Yeah, rewriting the same blueprint over and over is a massive pain. And it may take like a few seconds to like load up a project, maybe even a minute if it's a big project, but definitely worth it if it saves you writing out a blueprint again. I don't know what to do, so I had some more coffee. It was dangerous. I bought a whole bunch of these iced lattes from Boots. Big mistake. Big mistake. I know I'm just gonna drink them all. And that was the point, but I'm actually gonna just drink them all. Add actor will offset. I'm gonna add a breakpoint. Ah! I remember now. Yes. Stop. Yes. I need a Boolean and. I need a Boolean and. Float is not compatible with Boolean. Ree! It is in C++, alright? God damn it. So in C++, you can do an if statement for int, float, char, bool. The 4 pillars of data. But apparently we can't do that here. Already I am doing a calculation to see if this is not 0. So we're just gonna screw it. We'll just return that as well. We don't need to do a Boolean, a second Boolean check on a Boolean check. That's ridiculous. Why would you do that? And now it just has a bool. Yeah, fuck you. Why you gotta jump through these hoops, man? Right? So now if you don't do nothing. You don't do nothing. No. It needs to be the other way around. Because an AND node is going to ask the left half of itself first if it's true, and if it's not true, sorry, if it is true, evaluating the right half of itself is more CPU cycles than just evaluating the left half first and seeing if that's false. You want the thing to fail first, highest up the chain. Is that all the same like in Python or PHP or what? I don't know. I think it's the same in Python. I don't know what PHP is. What's PHP? Pretty huge PC? Pretentious hyper protocol? I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry. PHP is web stuff, right? I have my phone right here. I can just Google it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think there's too much sugar in these. PHP. Programming language. Hypertext processor. PHP is a general purpose scripting language that is especially suited to web development, fast, flexible, and pragmatic. PHP powers everything from your blah blah blah. Recursive acronym for PHP, hypertext preprocessor. Oh my. PHP language for web server. Okay. Yeah, I don't know nothing about PHP. But basically anything that's true in C is true in every other language, right? Right. You got to manage all your memory. You've got to instance all your RAM. So now this shouldn't be doing anything. If we go to this is just so it's similar to Python, C++, etc. Yeah, okay. I'll take your word for it. I'm a big old newbie when it comes to programming. I only know C, quote unquote, no, and I C and C++. That's as far as I go. I took a course on Python. I took a quote unquote, sorry, I quote unquote took a course on quote unquote Python. I did the solo learn course on Python. It's on my LinkedIn. Wow. People can look at that and be like, yeah, he probably doesn't know how to code anything. Aye! Mate, we fixed it. I don't know what we did to fix it, but we fixed it. Python is good to learn. Python was fun. Python had some nice functions. We don't need that anymore. Is this gonna make it fast? Whoa! Is this gonna make it fast? Is this gonna make the game actually like run fast? Da 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 dun 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 da da da. That's beautiful. It's slow, but it's beautiful. Devs from Chivalry 2 use Python to make material function or something like that in UE4. Maybe. I mean, I couldn't tell you. I'd probably recommend just using C++ and HLSL if you're working in an Unreal Engine, because if you start adding in high-level languages like Python, especially for doing material functions, I don't know. I'm sure they're bigger professionals than I am, and I'm sure they know what they're doing. So I'll try not to question it, but it seems like using a high-level coding language like Python to do something in shaders or material functions is probably a bad idea, especially in Unreal Engine, because this engine a little bit heavy, a little bit fat, a little bit fat engine. You know. But can you see the lighting? Holy shit. Did you see that? Oh! Yeah, that's true. So, like, I mean, it's fine. Learn Python, but Python's great. Python was recommended to me by the internet for doing like data science with. You know, processing, you know, data sets, doing maths and science stuff using BigNum. Because it's fairly intuitive to write programs in, etc., etc. There's not a lot of compiling. It's interpreted, so you don't need a compiler, etc., etc. Oh, I should test that it still works no matter which direction we're looking, right? That's amazing. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. And let me just tell you how much I hate temporal anti-aliasing, okay? let me just lay this down. I'm sorry, Epic Games. Like, the only reason I'm using temporal anti-aliasing is because the multi-sample anti-aliasing has got some real issues. Like at distance. See, that shimmers, but if I change it to multi-sampling, how do I change it? How do I change it? I had it on my Trello board. I have the exact command to change the anti-aliasing method at runtime. Trello lets me use my tilt buttons. R default feature anti-aliasing. So if we go r.default anti-aliasing, 0 is off, 1 is FXAA, 2 is multi-sampling anti-aliasing. 2 is not multi-sampling anti-aliasing. 3 is multi-sampling anti-aliasing. That doesn't look like there's any anti-aliasing at all. That's FXAA, I can fucking tell. I can fucking tell. Something happened. Yeah, I think it turned it off. So that's 0. But then also if you type in something that's out of range, it's also going to turn it off. So that's interesting. So 2 is... we're going to have to write that in the Trello card, actually. 3 is MSA, maybe. 3 is off. That's interesting. Which means I'm going to have to go back to the... Oh, do I have to go back to the fucking Epic? I just... Like, multi-sampling anti-aliasing is really good. But Epic's multi-sampling anti-aliasing isn't very good. And I don't get it. It makes me sad. Project settings. Anti-aliasing method. Multi-sampling. SG anti-aliasing quality 8 is the highest, right? So yeah, multi-sampling anti-aliasing has got a bit of a shimmer at shear angles, and it made me sad. It's fairly good for everything else though, right? Maybe we can, yeah, but see the Lumen denoiser at work or slacking, as the case may be. I'm still angry about that. What can I do about it? There's nothing I can do about the denoiser. It is what it is. Do I make the asset? Yes, I made the assets. Finally, I can say that I made the assets, right? Oh my god. Are you kidding me? I thought there would be, Is it on the camera or something? Is it on the post-process volume? No, it's not on the post-process volume. Okay. Is it on the camera? No. Okay. Funny style. It is a funny style. That's very interesting. Ah, MSAA sample count is only supported with forward shading. Ha. Okay. So you just set testing around with UE5. This is your actual project you work on. This is my actual project I work on while I test Unreal Engine 5. I see. I understand. You thought because it's beta? Yeah, it's early access, sure, but I kind of envisage that it's gonna take me longer than the development cycle of finishing off Unreal Engine 5 to finish this game, and by that point, we'll be able to release Unreal Engine 5 and this game at the same time, probably on the same day even. You hear that, Epic? You go jump in the gun on this release. I'll have you. But it's cool we got the movement fixed a little bit. Could make less work after finish release, yeah. Like I didn't see any point in starting a development cycle in Unreal Engine 4 if it was going to take me 2 years to make a game, or a year to make a game, or 18 months, or whatever, however long it's going to take to make this game. I didn't see the point in starting it in Unreal Engine 4 if Unreal Engine 4 is... If Unreal Engine 5 just came out, right? You know what I'm saying? Didn't seem to make any sense. That's beautiful. And he sticks to the grid. Can I actually just grab him a second? I just want to make sure he's actually sticking to the grid, you know? That's pretty good. Not gonna lie, I'm actually strangely surprised he's not like adding some weird float vector value to all these moves. Which is good. It means that I don't have to make a world grid system, right? It means I can just have him free form. So there's no buffer for the input. I think that's fine. I don't think movement is something you need to buffer. Or at least, like, if you want to go up the next one, you can just hold up, right? You're not going to be tapping up and then right and then left. Right? It's not something you do with movement. I think that's fine. I think we can just leave that. I think it's acceptable. Anyway, so let me just if you look at my PC setup and you ask yourself, would it not be smart to use UE5? You just have a GTX 1660 Super OC and 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's fine. It's totally fine. My PC is I got something in my arm, sorry. It's distracting me. It's very distracting. My PC is I built it quote unquote built it, right? I bought more RAM because I had free money. I can't remember where it came from, but I had like a gift money that I used to buy the RAM. I have an RTX video card because I'm an idiot. So before I had the RTX video card, you do multi-work with Quixel Blender UE4 on the same time. That's fine. That's totally fine. You can use UE5. Like UE5 isn't any heavier than UE4. You can even, if you don't want to use Lumen and Nanite, you can not use Nanite and you can turn off Lumen. Yeah, it's like it's not a massive issue. I bought the 2070 because before that I had a 960 SLI, which is one, energy efficiency is bad. Okay, it was a lot of watts for not a lot of graphics performance. Two, system instability. It ran some things great, crashed a lot of other things, and I had big problems with OBS. So it was mainly for streaming that I took the 2070 because I was having trouble streaming Devil May Cry 5. And at the time, if I bought a 2070 Super from Overclockers, they gave me a free copy of Death Stranding, and I thought seemed worth it at the time. Death Stranding wasn't even out at the time. I think it was 3 days before it was released. I just bit the bullet. I put it on credit. I paid it off. I did pay it off. Don't buy things on credit if you can't pay them off. Please do not get into credit debt. Please do not have your life repossessed. But like the PC I have is circumstantial. You got to understand that alongside a 2070 Super and 32 gigs of RAM, I also have a 12-year-old hard drive. So you know, apples and oranges, potatoes, tomatoes. It's basically just a collection of PC parts that I've gathered over the years, and you know what? As long as it keeps working, you know, I'm fine with that. I'm not one of those people who has a pretty computer donated by a sponsor. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But I could be. Never do credit. That's also stupid. I mean, it's not stupid to use a credit card or a credit account. In fact, it's a very good idea to use your credit card and your credit account to build a credit score, which people can lend you more money with higher leveraged costs for things like mortgages and cars. Important things that you definitely do need in your life. It's just a bad idea to go into buying things on credit that you actually can't afford. Yeah. I'm not a lawyer, by the way. This is not legal advice, but damn personal advice. Getting into debt is a big stupid. Life-ruining situation. Let me tell you about the time I got into debt with my bank. And it wasn't my fault, alright, Santander, right? You made a clerical error, not me. Told you my degree was 4 years long. If your scribe at HQ wrote 3 instead of 4, buddy, why you gotta put me in the fucking stocks for that shit? You gotta look at your employees. Fuck's sake. Anyway, that's enough about me. Should I crunch this into a smaller thing? Direction of west, Uda, Lura, movement algebra. Consider C++ing, right? I'm just thinking about if it would be beneficial to have this shorter or smaller. If I'm going to use this for other things, I could put it into the general macros, the non-standard macros. Pretty new to this C++ stuff. This isn't C++. That note there is a note to me to turn this into C++ because it's, as it stands right now, probably not efficient. Probably a big stupid. Not only would it be neater and easier to read in C++, but it'd probably be faster. And it's a bit of algebra, it's a bit of get this, so even if it was just a pure function, I don't know if a pure function would be any faster in C++ actually. Look nicer though. It's a visualization of the coding. So Blueprints is a visual scripting language, right? C++ is coding, right? And there's a beautiful, happy, helpful video. I'll get it up actually. I won't get it up on stream, but I'll post it in chat. There's a guy on YouTube who did a really, please, did a really good video. Wampus, get out of here, Wampus. Streamer mode enabled. Streamer mode enabled means I can go anywhere I want to, and it won't dox me, right? We can go to Wormjuice. This is where I posted it. UE4 help. I just scroll up. Copy message link. Paste. No, not not a link to the Discord message. You do. Copy link. There you go. That is Alex Forsyth talking about Blueprints versus C++, how they fit together, and why you should use both. Great video. He shows you how blueprints are compiled, essentially. So C++ is compiled into assembly and then machine code, but Blueprints is compiled into something else. I think they're that it's like machine code, but it's more verbose, something macros or something. I can't remember the actual word for it, but blueprints aren't compiled into C++ directly. They're interpreted on their way, so that there's a few extra steps in getting the raw binary from a blueprint, and also some of the functions which you may expect to be tied to a C++ function in Blueprint aren't. Some of them are tied to themselves as a Blueprint function, which are defined differently. Which makes sense in some situations, maybe doesn't make sense in other situations. I'm charging my mouse. I don't know why. I think it should have fairly good battery, so I'm going to unplug it right now. It's got full battery. But yeah, that was a good video. I like that video. I keep trying to scroll on my Trello board, but it's the tilt buttons that I need. Do you know what a mouse tilt button is? I don't. But I have them. But I don't know what they are. Obviously, it's scroll left and right, but why? Visualization is good for people to start with, and a lot of people getting distractive by hard coding stuff. Yeah, like, I mean, Mr. Forsyth goes into great detail about this, but blueprints aren't bad in and of themselves. As I said, there's a performance consideration to make, but it's not usually what you're going to be dealing with. So the performance considerations is like a scalability thing. If you have 10,000 NPCs trying to interact in real time, you're going to want to put that onto C++. But for like a small game, for like, you know, a reasonably sized game, you don't really need. So the last game that I made, in fact both the last games I made, because I'm absolutely atrocious at C++. So I'm not atrocious, but like I have no real confidence in compiling and doing things properly, and I never learned really how to integrate it. For a normal game, it's fully enough. Yeah, if you want to make a weird, crazy game, you got to use C++. It's just a given. If you want to do anything with voxels, anything with large-scale interactions, particle simulation, stuff like that, stuff where everything gets really big and you're doing a lot of stuff all the time, C++ is going to be the winner. Not only because you have more control over what you're coding, but also because what you're coding is usually going to be compiled into faster code at the end. You think making computer programs is really weird. Like it's like a crapshoot sometimes. You don't know what you're going to get out at the other end. I don't really know how to look into it. And I don't read machine code. So what good is it going to do me? All I can do is look at like the profiling tools, right? This is a shame, but this is why they should teach computer science from like grade 2. Because we're going to be using computers for the rest of our foreseeable eternity. Better understand them, right? A lot of people who code a big game in UE4 get most work later adjustment to get better performance. Yeah. Like, if I'm honest with you, performance is like a 2/3 in kind of consideration. For the most of the development, it just working is enough. And then you can think about maybe it working a bit faster. Although the people at Epic Games are never going to hire me now because I watched their performance profiling video, and they were like, yeah, you've got to take daily snap, like every change you make every change you make could fuck your game completely, so stop. Profile it, make your change, and then profile it again, ideally. ideally, right? So they would do a weekly profile or a Changeling profile. It was only a small project. They were doing, it was the Medieval Village project, I think. And they were doing basically a profiling session after every major change and a profiling session every week. So they knew, like, down to, like, you know, eight things that they could have added, what was slowing the game down, so they could, you know, accurately pinpoint. A nice project you watched yesterday again. Yeah, it's a pretty cool video, although it's scary because I don't run into any performance issues, and I don't profile the game because I'm an idiot. Maybe I should start profiling the game. But what point is there in profiling the game if nothing is written yet? Problems from the Manadono table. What's this? Do move. I don't know. This is the function that does moving, right? This is the function for input access. I don't know. Move WS. Why WS? I think it should just be move. Move PC. Am I gonna need this again? I know it's big, right? We can make it small, you just turn it into a macro. Easy peasy. But am I gonna need this again? Somewhere else in the project, am I gonna need this? So I don't need it on anything without a camera. This is all just for movement? Yeah. So, if the game was 6 degrees of freedom, right, you could just point the mouse in the direction you wanted to walk in, right, and you could walk in that direction. But because this game is bound to a grid system, you can only walk up, down, left, or right. You cannot interpolate any of those values. So I needed a function that would allow camera respective movement, but bound only in exactly 2 directions, with 2 axis values each, negative and positive. So I'm only using W now, right? And I can move forwards, I can move backwards, I can move left and right. And that function gets the direction of W and D, I believe. And then you multiply that by the input, and then you multiply it, and you set that as the destination, and then you iterate over the destination. The destination is actually the direction. Okay, interesting. Good. I'm glad it's interesting. This has a 0-second delay on it, so theoretically it should take 32 frames or half a second to move to each tile. And I'm thinking if the movement steps were bigger and there were less of them, basically, you're going to control how fast with respect to the frame count he's going to move. Yeah, no problem. I kind of just want to test that out real quick. So if we make that 15, and then we make so you should move twice as fast now, right? That's pretty interesting. Nice. He does kind of bounce around though. That's weird. Is it just Lumen? I think it's because he's got to stop, right? Why it's stuttering? Yeah. I think it's because in the code he stops, right? And it's a new input to start him moving again. So that sounds logical. Yeah, so I'll have to Trello board. Characters must stay snapped to the grid will act. Oh, can we delete this? Can we just archive? I'll put that in bugs. Where's the cover? We'll put that as a yellow bug. Graphical glitch only, not gameplay. You don't need any normal speed, it just happens with the faster speed? No, I think it was happening with the normal speed. I think it was happening with the normal speed as well. And you can see him kind of yeah. So yeah, because it's not getting to here and it's not going like this. It's getting to here and then it's going like this. Yeah, it's not smooth. It's not smooth. It will need to be smoothed out. But it works perfectly. And I'm gonna actually speed. I'm actually gonna make a speed parameter. We'll just plug it in to multiply that. And the last index is going to be get speed. Can I... That's fine, right? Oh, for God's sake. Unreal. It could be an int, couldn't it? Could it be an int? Oh, it's fine. We can multiply a vector by an int. Perfect. So last index is going to be safe divide. Okay, we got a problem. We got a problem. So if speed Sturgs Sturgz. I don't know what that means. I'm brain struggling right now. So speed is fine. We can set the speed, but the speed has to be related to the for loop. Unless I swear I had this in another thing where I just had a world movement, like it just moved in world space, and there was just a thing to move something in world space. Like I don't want to use a loop to do this. That's the problem. I just want to loop basically from where it is to where it needs to be. Using like a timeline. There's like the set actor location, right? Set actor location. But when I used this, it didn't work. Uh, Like that. Set actor location, looping between its current position, yeah, and his current position plus his destination times by 32, which is the size of the brick. Oi! What happened? Whoa. Gone. He gone. I know what happened. I know what happened. Yeah. So promote to a variable. Location. He gone down. Actually, he went up or forwards. What speed him up down? This speed him up down. So you see what we're doing here? When we call this, we're updating set actor location. But every time we update, we're getting his world position and adding the direction and 32 to it. So instead of moving from one brick to another brick, he's exponentially accelerating in the direction that we send him, which is not what we wanted, believe it or not. But if we do this, and then that, it should be better. And yeah, that can't be that either. That's got to be that. You understand? It's really logical. You just update world position by your new WASD input. Yeah, except for it was updating itself because it was moving and it was checking a new position to update itself from. That's even worse. Did you see how fast he went? He was just gone. I don't get it. Where are we? We're inside the brick. That's interesting. Have I done something stupid here? I found the warp drive. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here now. Maybe. I don't get why he's sinking into the floor. Right, we'll get him up so we can see where he is. And we can see if he can move. And then he did a lerp. He did a lerp on X. He should now be at 1040. And he can move. I don't get what's up with the camera though. There he is. Oh! I know what happened, yes. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. It was sinking into the floor. The camera was just freaking out. Now we got it. Now we got it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Because we're only dealing in XY coordinates. And there was a Z that was incorrectly being assigned to 32. Or 0. It was being assigned to 0. So we're just going to set his Z to be where he was. Am I going crazy here or what? Location plus location lerp, right? That's XYZ location plus lerp, right? No. That needs to be 0. Yeah. Because we're adding it, right? We already have his location in the component. I hate Unreal Engine. What the hell? Have I done something wrong here? It shouldn't be changing as Z at all. It should be lerping his Z from his location. So 0 plus his location to his location. Today you try and make your own medieval village. Yesterday you made some examples of medieval house. The landscape and structure here. Most fun to make photorealism world. That's cool. Photorealism, very scary, very hard. But that's real cool. Maybe today I will also make some medieval houses. Watch out. Not photorealistic, but voxel. The voxel realistic. See, he's not changing position, but the camera is skadoodling, right? If we grab this, right? If we grab this guy, we can see he's at 1072, and his X and his Z do not move. Just for fun, make really fun, set up a full project photorealism is not easy. Yeah. So I can see the camera is getting stuck in the floor. The lad is underneath the floor again. I guess that means the mesh is in the wrong place. Check the viewport. Mesh test. Yeah, it's minus 32 down. Okay, so if we add 32 to that, right? Yeah, because the center of the blueprint is there and the mesh is halfway down. I don't know why I did that, but I did do it. I could just move it all up. Is everything tied to this? No. Lol. Big lol. We could get the location of player maximal collision, I guess. Oh, I want to use my tilt buttons. Yeah, they're really nice to use as well. This is my work structure. I write all in. Correct. I never used a Trello board before, but everyone kept being like, "Well, I got a Trello board for my project. Or I got a Trello board for my project," and I felt left out. So I made a Trello account and I downloaded Trello. That's alright. It's words on a page. It's not very interactive. It's really tempting to make a Trello replacement in Unreal Engine that has like boxes and nodes, lines everywhere. And if it could actually just like implement my game for me, that would be even better. Group pressure, yeah. What about character origin rotation? That seems like a more reliable center. But it's... Oh no, it's tied to this. Right. What? No. What? It should be fine. It should be fine. The center of the mesh is at the bottom on his feet. It doesn't matter what the local offset is. It shouldn't matter what the local offset is. And yet he's getting pushed through the floor. Right? So he's at Z96 right now, right? And when we click play, he's at Z96. And when we click go, he gets put to Z964, which is 32 units underneath where he should be. Is he going to be floating above the ground? He is, yes. It's fine. You just put him back on the ground. And it's fine. Ah, no, I don't know. Right, we got him. We got him, ladies and gentlemen. Do 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 do. And it takes 5 seconds for him to move because we worked it out. Look, we worked it out. Use last keyframe. And now it's the exact same, Is it smooth? Is it actually smooth? Like there's no What if we made it faster? Hmm? With more speed it can look better. You can't tell me that doesn't look cool though. So with more speed, make it half as fast. 0.5 secs. So use last keyframe means that he, I don't know, there's still a bit of jitter. It is looking smoother, but there's still a bit of bounce. So I think we're going to have to eventually put that onto a thing. Bro, you can't tell me that real-time global illumination, sunlight bouncing off the lad's cape, lighting up a shady area isn't cool. That's so cool. Ooh! It's always funny how much work there is in the details, yeah. So the problem with an Axis, event, is it doesn't have an unpressed event, right? So if you have a key event like W, A, S, or D, you can push W and you can release W. Unreal Engine has got an event you can fire on pushed and an event you can fire on not pushed, right? But if you want to do that on an Axis event, you have to check if it was pushed and then it is now not pushed. Huh? Oh, and at that point, it's a problem which belongs to stuttering. Yes. Sorry, I got completely distracted there. Sorry, you got to stop me from being distracted. You got to stop me from drinking all this coffee too. Get out of here. I knew it was a bad idea. I knew it was a silly idea to drink that coffee right off the bat. No, I don't. No, I'm not serious. I'm not serious. Obviously, I'm the only person who's capable of keeping control of my anyway. Yes, that is a problem with the stuttering. So, for example, let's go check out this game here. Beautiful, fully featured third person isometric 3D action adventure RPG role playing arcade shooting game. Sorry, that was too many descriptors. So we have a function to use a machine gun, right? And that is very much the same function as walking, right? Walking is a machine gun action. As you hold the walk button, you want to continue walking. Right now, as you hold the walk analog input, you trigger a walk cycle every time you continue to have the walk analog stick trick. Oh god, Unreal Engine 4 looks lame now in comparison. I'm sorry, Unreal Engine 4. I'm so sorry. It's everything's real big and clunky, and there's some Z fighting on this world grid. I don't know. Anyway, that's not what I came to show you, or show me, in fact, because I wanted to. This is the least well laid out project I've ever used. Weapon BP Balashnikov. So here we go. Right, so this is a standard gate triggered, repeating, button pressed thing. So when you press the button, event fire is triggered. It does once, sequence, opens the gate, enters the gate, right? In the gate, we have the shooting mechanics. We get where we're going to shoot from. We're going to shoot, play the sound, reduce the ammo, add a delay based on the RPM of the gun. Check if ammo is greater than 0. If ammo is greater than 0, we go back and we enter the gate and do it again, right? And this happens until, interesting, this happens until you unpress the key. And when you unpress the key, it closes the gate, so you can't enter anymore. And then there's an RPM delay that resets the gate, right? That resets the do once, which allows you to press the button again. And I don't know if I can I left those in. Unprofessional dev keys in released game. No one found them yet. But it allows you to fire machine gun, right? Not that one. This one. Yeah. You can hear that, can't you? What a great sounding game it is. Not that one. Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, this one. Funny, good work. Did I do the water in the middle with the Niagara effect? Now, a funny story about the water in the middle with the Niagara effect. Not Niagara effect, I'm afraid. Niagara is not in 4.23. This is a 4.23 game. Where's that epic launcher? 4.23. Niagara was added in 4.25. This is a beautiful weapon skin. Weapon skin. It's a weapon skin now, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm trying my hardest. It's just a material with PN triangle tessellation. Chaos tiling. It is compiling, apparently. You can't do this in UE5. At the moment, tessellation is deprecated. But if you go down to the tessellation, if you're working in UE4, and go down to the tessellation mode here, it says PN triangles. So if we have a look at the wireframe, we can see that the normal geosphere has been replaced with a lot of triangles, right? These are instantiated on the GPU, which means that they're, I don't want to say they're free to run, but they're pretty low cost. They're not CPU cost. CPU doesn't have to go, hey GPU, look at all these triangles. CPU just has to say, there's a tube here, right? GPU works out that there's a bunch of triangles here. We have 4X Chaos, which I rewrote. There is an engine one. You have to search for it and find it yourself in the engine content, but it is there. I rewrote it. It's slightly smaller, probably less performant. Then there's a UV Mux for... Okay, right. I don't know what that does. I can't remember. Whatever. It does something, I'm sure. There's an Alpha Mux for the transparency, because you can see there's some holes cut out, and it's transparent. Actually, a really nice dense fog effect. It's panning real fast, but that's by the by. And then there's just some stuff. But if you get world offset power, multiply that by the alpha channel. So anywhere where it's not see-through, we're gonna multiply that by the world offset power and multiply that by the vertex normal. If you don't multiply that by the vertex normal, you get a diagonal strike towards 1, 1, 1 and 0, 0, 0, or negative 1, negative 1, negative 1, right? But if you multiply it by the vertex normal, you get a where is it? You get a spherical offset, right? Or an offset normal to the normal to the surface, right? So you get this kind of plasma ball looking thing, and it's pretty fast to render because a GPU effect. PN triangles are really cool. They give it that kind of roiling fire effect based on the alpha. I think the alpha actually goes above 1 on my material, so that's how there's some variation in the spikes. And it ends up looking like this column of plasma, which I thought was pretty damn cool. I didn't mask off the top and the bottom because they're off camera, and I don't really care. You can do it though. You can mask off the top and the bottom with a Z normal mask. But yeah, that's that. It used to just be like, without the tessellation, it used to just be the texture. That is really cool. Thank you. But the chaos is what makes it kind of a little bit unique. And then the PN triangle tessellation really just, it's a nice effect, right? You get the cool Fresnel shading at the edges because there's more density to cover, but you don't need any Fresnel calculations. You get the real plasma-like thing, especially at a distance. You know, where the camera is, it's just a great effect. It's possibly the thing I'm happiest about in this whole project. That and the fact that the animation set automatically goes to cup a rifle even if there's no IK for it. So all the guns just magically work and look cool. See, he's holding the rifle. Like it's a big pistol, so like he gets the two-handed pistol as well. We just waste all these. It's so cool. I like the low poly cats, but I don't know. I do not like the ghosts. Whoever modeled those ghosts, absolute moron. God, I mean, I'm sure there's a better ghost model, like free somewhere, Mixamo or whatever. Anyway, you can download this game for free. Get the cat too. It's free in the marketplace. Yeah, the cat was free in the marketplace. It's a great cat. The character as well was free on the marketplace. The guns are free on the marketplace. Basically, I didn't do any 3D modeling for this except for the ghosts, and that's why they're so bad. Anyway, I need to steal this blueprint. How do I steal the blueprint from UE4 to UE5? I don't want to make a new blueprint for it, or I do. I'm gonna go to, why is this all over there? Like this, game content, helper BPs, and this is gonna be, An actor is an object that can be placed or spawned in the world. I don't think it's... Or we can put it in non-standard macros. Progress always builds on the knowledge of the previous one. Yeah. I don't want to build a non-standard macro. I can just put it in here, right? Add a new macro. Full auto. Category. Drafts. Woo! One or more nodes could not be pasted. What were they? Spawn actor and play sound at location? Are you kidding me? Bad cast node. Yeah, I know it's a bad cast node. Go on. The ammo. Okay. Can't do the ammo. Get control pawn. Bad cast node. Yeah, so it's a bad cast node, but we don't need a bad cast node. We just need everything around the bad cast node, right? We don't even need that. Do I speak Japanese? Yes. Is it a bad idea to put this into a macro? In. I'm going to call this open activate. And we're going to call this close reset. We're going to call this nice, you're half Asian, got uncle speaking. Japanese, not easy. Japanese, I think the hardest part is remembering the kanji. Like, to write physically with pen and paper, that's the hardest part of Japanese. Pronunciation's pretty easy. Sentence structure's pretty easy. Oh, and vocabulary. Yeah, it's been a long while, so I've forgotten like 98% of every word I ever knew. So there's that. Close reset, like reset. But yeah, I really need to do some revision. Why they have Teamy forms for numbers, Yumi forms for numbers? Why they have what? Time forms for numbers. What? Time forms for numbers? I'm so confused. Bro. Don't you be confusing me now. Your uncle tells me they have different words for numbers or something like that. Yeah, okay, yeah. They have so the Japanese counting system has got a couple of fun things. So you have the name of the number, right? So you have the name of the number like ichi, 1. And that's ichi. But if you're talking about dates, it's suitachi. So it's ichi and then nichi, but you say it suitachi. And then if it's one of something, it's hitotsu, right? So that there's already 3 words for the same word, right? And then if you're talking about an object, you want one of, and it has an object counter. So in Japanese and Chinese as well, you have object counters, right? I think modern Mandarin may have just boiled that down to ge and ge only, but in Japanese they still have like pon for long things, or hon for long things, mai for large flat things. You could do a Japanese learning channel too, bro. Boy, I'm gonna be the one learning the Japanese though. Good God. So like you could say like ippon, like hitotsu for something that doesn't have a counter. Ippon for like a bottle of something or a stick, a pen. Ichimai for a sheet of paper or a book maybe. But I think book would be sats maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. This is the thing, you see. There's a lot maybe to remember about Japanese, but none of it's like especially hard. There's just a lot of it. My religion professor, he said to us that when he went to do his master's in Japanese religion, his teacher said it's going to take you a while. You have to be able to fluently read, Japanese texts, old ass, crusty Buddhist texts from hundreds of years ago. It's going to take you probably 5 years to learn this Japanese. And he told us that, and I was just like, I mean, he's probably true, but damn, son. I think I've done something wrong here. Uh, I gotta think about this with a brain. Hold on. Let's scoot these closer, right? Let's scoot these all a bit closer. I think they may have fixed the thing, actually. I think they may have fixed the thing about having really long sticks, right? You really want me to connect them like as they're connected? You want me to, bro? I think they fixed the thing though where these weren't straight, like if you went like really far away with them. Dude, they have. No longer do we need extra execution pins for all this smelly stuff. I still have the other project open. I don't need this anymore. We already have this. We got this here. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I know what has to happen, but I don't know why I'm doing it. Like, we have our gate, right? We need an execute pin on inputs to go back into the gate from loop internal. Out, like that. So this is an output from loop internal that's gonna go and plug into an input that goes directly to loop internal. We shouldn't call that loop internal. We should call this gate code. And we should add loop to here. Loop internal goes to enter. Do we need an exit? That's the thing. Do we need an exit? Evo streams. How is it coming along? It's confusing. Not gonna lie. I don't know. I started out with real clear intent to make a macro to do a while pressed fully auto thing. That's okay though. That is okay. And now I've come this point and I've deleted all of the code and I have this really confusing macro that I don't know what to do with, and it probably would just be easier to use a gate just in the code, just out flapping in the breeze. But that's why it's under drafts. Yeah, I don't think we can actually I don't think we can call this, can we? If I go here and type in full auto, Yeah, it doesn't pop out. If I uncheck it, it doesn't pop out because there are no search terms for it. But we have a draft, right? So we open activate. We do once the sequence. We open the gate. We do gate logic. A cool macro. You're interested? No, it's not a cool macro. That's what I'm saying. We do the gate code. And then this is going to be external. This will be part of the gate code. This will determine whether or not we close, reset, or loop, or not. I guess we don't have to loop. We could not loop. We could just not loop, right? We don't have to plug this into here. But you can. That goes directly to enter. Do you ever just, you know? I think it boils down to a problem of an axis event not being a button event, right? And we're going to have to try and pass an axis event into a button event to do a gated, fully automatic movement attack. Otherwise, it's never going to work, right? Well, I'll tell you. I'll show you. So we have a movement system. It's based on a grid, right? So you can never escape the grid. But at the moment, because the movement is directly driven by an axis event, it stutters because it has to re-trigger itself. Even if the movement is, you know, unit precise, which is great, by the way, Unreal. Thank you for that. Unit precise movement. I thought it was gonna start to have rounding errors somewhere, but it doesn't. Or it doesn't seem to. But because there's the stutter there, it's visually unpleasing. And so I want to try and eradicate the stutter. That's it. That's the be-all and end-all of it. Is his cape really lit from that angle? I don't know that it should be. Oh, it kind of is. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, the sun's coming from there. Yeah, right. We'll give it a pass. Interesting movement. Well, it's meant to be JRPG-like, right? It's meant to harken back to the good old days of the NES, playing Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy. I think you should walk straight into the wall. Yeah, that's a bad. That is a real bad. And I'd like you to ignore Cecil of that right now. He's dev art. He is not going to be in the game for obvious reasons. But I would also hasten to add Square Enix lawyers. It is original artwork. even if it does use Square IP, original artwork is protected under copyright. So, is this a hobby or potential product? Maybe trigger centering onto Square only on movement key release. See, this is my problem. Plain nonsense. This is my problem. I don't have movement keys. I have movement axes, right? Because if you're playing this on a gamepad, hold on, let me get my gamepad. Please, gamepad. If you're playing this on a gamepad and you want to use the analog stick, I didn't even map the D-pad. If you want to use the analog stick, you can, but if it's a button, you can't, because an analog stick isn't a button and it doesn't do button presses. Which means we need to pass the analog data into button press like actions. If you understand my meaning, right? if you're with me so far. A little bit stressful. Then on analog enter dead zone. Yeah, we have dead zone detection, but the problem remains that in the engine, analog axis event is an on tick scan to see where the axis is, right? So we're gonna have to set that up manually, right? On analog enter dead zone. Is that even a thing? On analog. Nope. Dead. Hide ad banner. Okay. So shouldn't be too hard. Yeah. It's right here. Threshold float. Input 0 threshold return value. Sign float. And can move branch. No. Watch it, you. So, you saying we should just set that up now? You saying it would be a cool idea if I set that up like right now? Oh, we don't need any of this anymore. That's nice. Movement paused at 0 seconds, 0%. What? Whoa. Paused. Paused what paused? Paused. I'm not playing. I'm not in the game. Do not be paused. I'm freaking out now. I'm sure it's fine. So this is the move. This is the move, right? This is the move function. This is the move event, right? Can we promote this to a function? Right. So this gonna promote to a function. Oh, why? Movement cannot be placed in a function graph. Okay then. We'll leave it as an event and we'll just make a new event. Fuck you. Move PC. I think you'd move this kind of logic to C++. Alright, plain nonsense. Alright. Evo Streams, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy it here. Game Dev. Mondays, Tuesday morning, quote unquote. Don't you just hate that? I do just hate that. God damn. Got people wanting me to do C++ and I'm only a week into development. We'll do C++ on week 78 when, 4 weeks before launch. Is this not a C++ stream? Technically, I do have Visual Studio installed. and this is a C++ project. I don't know where that shows on this. Where's the compile button? There is no compile button in UE5. You're welcome. C++ cap. Working up to it, yeah. Don't worry, don't worry. This will eventually have some C++ in it, maybe, if it tanks. So, you know, if there's no clear and present performance issues, probably as, you know, as little C++ as possible, but, you know, I have things already pinned to be C++. It's just a case of making the C++, writing the C++. The stuttering could be related to performance. Have you profiled it? No, I have not profiled it. The stuttering is not related to performance. The stuttering is because it's retriggering the motion train wreck right here. So when it finishes moving, it sets a bool, right, that says it can move, and then it's going to do this. It's going to do this. Input axis move up down. It's going to do that. So instead of that, we're gonna do, instead of asking this if it can do it again, we're gonna have a loop until it can't do it again, right? If you understand my logic. So instead of stopping and retriggering an axis event, which is almost certainly what this is, the movement is going to continue until there is no axis event. Just stay with me, right? What is this going to be? Movement loop. So this is going to be sequence. No, do once. Do once 2.0. Start close, no. Do once completed. Gate. Open. Enter. Move PC. Like that. And then movement unloop. Oh, yeah, no. Custom event. Movement unloop. That is going to close the gate. It's gonna do a sequence. I'm sorry, it's gonna do a sequence. It's gonna close the gate. It's gonna set can move to true. And then it's gonna reset the do once. This move PC doesn't change the can move, right? Okay. And this, whoa, it doesn't? Why not? I don't get it. Oh, I deleted it, yeah. Whoops. Well, that doesn't set can move to true anyway, so. This sets can move to true. And Okay, so we need to delete these, and instead we need to call movement loop. And if it's false, we need another boolean here, which is noi, not not and. So if the sticks or the buttons are equal to 0, so you're not pushing a stick, right? If you're not pushing a stick, it will reset. And now, perfect, smooth, no movement at all, it crashed. Ah! Infinite loop detected. UE5 has that problem right now. Thanks, Evo. Thank you. Even if there's not an infinite loop, and you set the infinite loop max to be like 1,000,000, it doesn't help. Bug currently. How would they have broken that? Like, why? Oh, blueprints. Oh, blueprints. There is technically an infinite loop there, and it's not wrong. But for the purposes of the game, I would like it to ignore the infinite loop, maybe. Maybe adding a delay 0 will I don't know, but it's broken. Lol. Well, it may not be. That's what I'm saying, though. Okay, so delay 0 makes it so that it doesn't think there's an infinite loop. Good. Player yeeted off into space. Not good. Ah, right. Okay, well, it's doing it. It's just that I broke my movement somehow. Ah. Yeah, what? Mate. Set location. Jesus. What happened there? Did anyone see me do that? I didn't see me do that. Interesting bug. Also, we've desynced from the world. Hello. That's not good. That is not good. This specifically is bad. Yeah. So if you're going a direction and you hold a different direction and let go of the direction that you're going in, you continue to proceed in that direction. If you let go in the middle of it doing something, it cancels the action. But there's definitely less stuttering. cannot deny that there is less stuttering. But even if we just let it play out, it's not doing it, right? You see that? On the location, it's just completely out of whack. He's moving way too much. Input should be disabled until character centers on grid. I might stutter again though. I don't know. So we're getting this is a big sticking point for blueprints, maybe. There's like a veil over which blueprints are synchronous and which blueprints are asynchronous. I have absolutely no idea what's going on with the set destinations up here. Should all trigger fine. It should all be perfectly fine. And yet, look at that. The movement is smooth, but it's wrong. Nice and smooth though. Go figure. Go figure. Go figure. No, mate. No, it's not. No, it's not an infinite loop, mate. I called it once, innit? God damn it. Why are you gonna be like this? Why are you gonna be that guy? Put the delay back in. Fine. I figured. I figured if we did that, it would be fun, because in early access, you damn right. No. I mean, it is. That's very very good infinite loop structures. Like that's a nice feature that you're detecting the infinite loop, but you understand that there's a break, right? You understand that there's movement on loop. There's a break-in. Let me crash my PC how I damn want, Epic Games. In before the time that I actually did crash the Unreal Engine with an infinite loop that one time. It was more than one time as well. Is there for sure end though? No. It could go on forever if you hold down WASD, sure. But the thing is, once you release WASD, then why can't I understand that? Oh no! It's so smelly. Oh no. What? What if we... No. What if we put it over there? But now it has to test itself. It's not aligning to the grid still. Oh, why? Friend. What is wrong with you? That's better. It's not better. It is exactly the same. It is exactly the same. Having a loop like this with it on tick loop doesn't make sense to me. Shouldn't it be a branch and a bool? How dare you? Having a loop like this within an on-tick loop doesn't make sense to me. Shouldn't it be a branch and a bool? Having a loop like this within an on-tick loop doesn't make sense to me. None of this is on-tick. I do not have an on-tick. We have axis event. Okay. Slightly different. Say you can set infinite loops to 0 to disable it, but it never works. Lol. So the problem we're having is thought you said earlier it was checked every tick. Shh. Yes, the axis event is checked every tick. As far as I'm aware. That's how axis event works. It doesn't check to see if an axis is pressed. It checks what the axis value is at tick. So we got 1072. Okay, 1072 add 32 is 1104. I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button. 1104. Okay, so this works. This works fine, right? This works fine. Does not work fine. It's not starting the timeline constantly though, right? What? Yeah, every time it calls the timeline, it starts from the beginning of the timeline. Because the timeline is a loop. Well, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter that the timeline starting whenever it starts. It's just the output is the alpha for a loop between two vectors. The problem is somehow the destination vector is being corrupted. So the destination vector is the location vector plus the destination direction times by 32 in the x and y. Obviously not the z, because that would be ridiculous. Which puts it one block up, down, left, or right away from the dude, right? And you use the timeline. Oh! Bro. It goes too far. Bro. So this is fine. We took it out, right? Go figure. I was meant to put it here. Yeah. When it finishes, right? It can go back in. Maybe I fixed it. Hold. Okay, you're gonna have to call that shit. Okay, so we fixed something. Okay, I see what's happening, right? Okay. So this. Right. So the branch doesn't need to be here. The branch actually I'm just taking these now. The branch needs to be down here. Ignore all that. It's fine. Direction not compatible. So we don't need the knots if we put it in the other slot. Will you just get out my project? Test got put all the way back there again. Stop it. Boom. Headshot. Stuttering again though, innit? It's like he's tripping over the fucking curb. I've added more code and nothing has changed. There's less stuttering. Maybe. There's more stuttering. I don't know. You know what? Plain Nonsense said it could be a thing. So we can just stat engine. Stat CPU. Stat CPU stalls. No, it's not performance then. No, not gonna give me that. Okay. Would I elaborate on the timeline that I'm using? I'm sure. Let's just get rid of these. It's just a timeline, dude. There it is. Whoosh. And that moves the character. This drives the alpha of the interp node that moves the character. This is just basically the at time visual position of the character, right? Well, I guess that does actually move the character, doesn't it? Yeah. Whoops. Yeah, it moves the character. Sure, why not? But when this finishes, this is at 1, which means the actor location is going to be at the destination, right? So you strongly suspect that is the area for this stutter. This. That and the surroundings. What do you mean that and the surroundings? This? Or this? Or this? Or this? Or do you mean the environment? Some interaction between these nodes. Okay. He'll figure it out for show. Evo streams, you have so much confidence in me, bro. Okay. 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 Zip project. Oh. Uh. Ah. Here it is. Here. Here it is. There it is. Yeah. RPG TBD. Does it know that when you are already in a movement, not to find the location to move to and not to start the timeline, etc.? Yes. So, okay, let's walk through this. Is that a punch? You punching me? That's a Twitch global? Pound. It's a fist bump. We'll walk through it slowly. So, input axis move up down. We check if that's above the 0 threshold, right? The dead zone. If you're moving, no centering logic should occur, only a static velocity. There is no centering logic. Centering logic is for noobs. So if we can move and we're not in the dead zone, we'll start doing things. We will set can move to no. We'll set the destination to the sign float and all that algebra right there. So that's setting the destination. Ooh. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Maybe if we move this. Movement loop. A movement loop is here. We do once. We open the gate. We enter the gate. We do move PC. Move PC is here. We set the location. We set that's the play location. We set the destination location into the loop. We play the animation. Set actor location. When it's finished, if the stick, and maybe or. Maybe or. Maybe that needs to be an or instead of an and. But that's a small thing. I don't know why that works if that's not. So if one of those. I'm going to move those back real quick. Hold on. Yeah, this is weird. This is weird. Yeah, I see the problem, right? I see the problem. So the problem is this is checking to see if both of these are in the dead zone, and if they are both in the dead zone, we need to movement on loop. Yeah, no, that's good advice. Print a string off the first branch of your axis event if it's firing consistently and only once. Yeah, that is a good shout. I'm also probably not helping editing my project while it's trying to package. Unreal just like, bro, I'm working. Actually, no. Can you make that this instead? Ah. Right. So we need another branch here. Oh, for God's sake. Let me tell you, I hate branches. So go figure can only go figure if and only if we only need to check for go figure. We only need to check for go figure. Movement on loop will happen automatically on false, but go figure has to check to see if the axis value has changed. If it has changed, you gotta movement on loop. So go figure can only go figure. Oh, for God, this is so stupid. Because you can add an axis event on a different axis while maintaining an axis event, and your axis net pushiness, right? The direction you're pressing in your D-pad. If you're holding W, but then you press D, right? You're still net 1 if you let go of W. Nothing like, but this is where the problem comes in. This is where the problem comes in. This is an and, so we added all this extra logic to deal with looping the movement, but it's not actually looping the movement. What it's doing is because you're not touching both of these at the same time, and yeah, so we need to split that branch. Because that it's only ever gonna do a go figure. It's only ever gonna do a go figure if both axes are pushed. So if you're holding A and S, it's gonna do a go figure. But if you're holding just S, it's gonna do a movement on loop, and it's gonna start from the axis event again. Oh my days. We got it. We got him. Because the jitteriness comes from firing the axis event, right? You are figuring it out. I have got a headcanon on how this works. I don't think it's figuring it out. I think it's what's the opposite of figuring it out? What's the believing in a myth that's a lie that's based on maybe a fact? Which is good too. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to have a headcanon. Come on, man. Mega scans. Get it together, Quixel. I don't know if it's packaging or not. I don't know what. Oh! No, that was the autosave. Okay. It's checking shaders. It's gonna take years to check shaders. Did I not save? Backup? What the fuck? I import? No, I'm building the game. You all ever watch a film called Rambo? Yeah. It's the Rambo Bowie knife. Look, from First Blood. Green thread handle. Scroll pole. Soulback Bowie. Good point. Single edge. Unreal, come on, man. Some of us don't have all day. Some of us want to play video games in the evening. Ooh, yeah, it has not finished. Yeah. Who remembers this? It's okay. Playing too many games instead of making them your greatest flaw. Hey. You gotta do research. I shouldn't be showing you this, but I want to show someone this. I showed people on Twitter this. I guess it's tied to my name, right? What do you think? Is it cool? Magic of Voxel's size is freaked out. I don't know why. Is it cool? It looks neat. You want to see something really cool? Has a bolt. Oh! Not anymore, it doesn't. I just thought that was cool. It's going to be, you know, an animated object, so. Makes you think of being murdered by a toddler. That's perfect. That's the exact aesthetic I was going for. Yeah. It's exactly the right size to fit in there. The fun thing about the Mac 10 and the Mac 11, obviously this is completely different because it doesn't have a top charging side handle, a top charging side handle, a top charging top handle. Thank you. It says a side handle. I'm pretty sure there's space in a Mac 10 to put a side charging handle on, but you tell me. My name is not Jimmy Ingram. It's not even Jimmy. But the reason, maybe one of the reasons you don't have a side charging handle is because the recoil springs go the length of the body inside the front here. There's two of them. Or is there just one and it's offset? It's weird. It's been a long time since I watched the review video of the Mac 10. But anyway, I thought this is cool. It's for a little project on the side project. Is it still packaging? Anyway, just open. I think we got all the 16 by 16 stuff here. VR cube. Tiled square, layer tiles, diamond tiles. Diamond tiles? No. Beautiful. Some cobbles on the floor. Floor cobbles. What kind of flower should it be? How do I change the size of the frame? Because I obviously want it to be like 8x8 or something. We do a little cheating. We what? I don't know what this is. That's the middle, right? Is Magic Voxel something like Blender or what? I think everyone using Blender right now probably spat their coffee out. Magic Voxel is actually a voxel editing platform. If we go to the export tab, you see the first one is OBJ, but you can ignore that. You can export cubes, point cloud slices for 3D printing, 2D sprite. What the frick? Isometric pixel sprite. What? Voxels, QB volume, slab 6 voxel volume. Looks like a creeper. God damn it. I'm kidding. X raw volume, marching cubes, PLY mesh, or an OBJ. OBJ is gonna hollow the thing. It will only take the outer shell and the color, and it will create a really weird UV. That you can use either as a texture, it will export the texture material, whatever. Or you can use that as a mask. You can use it as a mask, right? Why not? Why wouldn't you be able to use it as a mask? It's a giant daisy. Ay, ay, ay. Got these, like, you know, out and about. You ever seen a giant daisy before? Oh boy, it's some garbage right there. It's beautiful. Thanks for the explanation. No problem. Oh, Unreal. You building? Oh, it's doing something. 33 packages remain to be cooked. My Unreal Engine 5 builds are not fun. Oh, we skipped frames due to encoding lag because of that, didn't we? I didn't actually think about or write down any of the problems that we had. Sorry. Someone's texting me as well. How dare they? 58 messages. I think. Huh. Plain nonsense. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy it here. Yeah. Right. While that's packaging, let me write down the problem. I think I can remember the problem. I don't think I need to write it down. Well, not on paper. We can just bug. Yep. Of course, there's an error. We're building the game. Of course, there's an error. Sorry if we drop any frames, by the way. You can blame Epic Game. I'll fix the game once it's built. It's fine. Well, this packaging for Unreal Engine 5 is slow. What did they add? Is Lumen and Nanite really that hard to crank in? The system cannot find the path specified. What do you mean you can't find it? There it is. There we go. It's somehow even worse. Oh, Lumen Nanite, no, stop. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so unbelievably sorry. Right. Scooby doop 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 doo. Scooby doop 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 doop. Scooby doop 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 doo. Scooby dooby doo boop. Scooby doop 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 doop. I'm just. Oh. Oh, right. No. For God's sake, Facebook don't know how to do a simple search algorithm. How do I find my own stuff? I just want to search my own messages. Befriend more than one. I know I'm at this. I'm Messenger. It's WhatsApp actually. I can't find it. Oh my god. I think it was after this. Um, um, I'll get this. I'll get this set up as well. This is a bug. You know when you're trying to find that one message? Did I fucking send it to the wrong chat? That'd be embarrassing. Oh my god. How many messages do y'all gotta send? You know? Oh my god. And then when you're trying to scroll all the way down to the bottom and your finger catches something with a sharp. Oh, fucking spelling, mate. A sharp knife. There we go. Oops. Okay, I'm back. I'm back in the room. I'm sorry for the delay. I am sorry for the delay. We gotta change this. But how have we gotta change this? Yeah, okay, we need a branch. We need a branch. What are we checking against? We need to check if the input value changes, right? So scoop. Gamakechi, thank you for Prime sub. 2 months in a row? That's crazy. Thank you. Welcome back, by the way. Shame about Friday night. I've drunk all the coffees that I bought for everyone. Maybe next time. It was a bad call too. It was a real bad call. Yeah. Hell yeah. This is gonna be new variable 0, yeah. WS axis value let's yeah. No, that don't work. That don't work. Duplicate. This is going to be AD axis value 0, of course. Throw that in the mix. And this is going to check if bug. Probably not a bug anymore. Destination, right? That destination is the one we're checking against. So destination, for all intents and purposes, is a vector built from AD axis value. So it'll be the same. Will it? Brain. So interesting. We've got a bit of a problem here. We've got a unified control system, a two-dimensional control system that's trying to be unified but isn't unified. The vectors are x, y in both planes, right? Evo Streams, welcome back. How is it going? Yes, it's going. It is definitely going. Ooh, we found the bug maybe, but I don't know what bool to use to check it, to make sure it's not a bug anymore. Dua is timeline active, maybe. What? It's not about the timeline. Still some stuttering. Still. Oh. Oh no. It's not supposed to go one block. Yeah, it's meant to go one block in the timeline, but the timeline's meant to be re-triggered. You know, per holding the key. This is hands-free. This is auto run. So that doesn't work. Why do we have these again? You think the timeline is constantly starting? No. The timeline is fine. Stop. The timeline is fine. The thing that's constantly starting is this. The axis event is, but it's obviously constantly being checked, but it's constantly updating. It's constantly trying to fire an event, right? So we want this to get it, fire it, and then if it's checking but don't do anything, right? And then while it's being fired, I guess it's a bad idea, right? So That actually may be destination X. Okay. Okay. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. 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 Right. So we need a. So those are correct. Ostensibly, these are correct, but when you press across on the direction, this is going to equal 0, and this is going to equal 0, so this will be true. So that needs to not do that. And that would be the key, right? Using an and. It has to be. It keeps moving the game all the way over to the left. I don't know why. but it still stutters. Doesn't break the grid though. A little bit, like a little. It's tiny, right? But you, It's a good enough improvement that I'm gonna keep it. Okay. For now. For now. It's almost 6 p.m. What the hell? Yeah. Interesting. Why on looping? Oh, why on looping? Oh. That's fine. That works. Oh no. Oh no. It seems to work, but it doesn't actually work. You see where it says I'm going in? That means it's looping. But if we spin the camera around, it's unlooping. It checks every time. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, that's broken. That is fully broken. You see that? I'm going in. I'm holding A, but he's going D, right? That's a bug. God damn it. Bug. I want to get this finished before I play video games, obviously. But hot damn. No. Yeah, we did a poo-poo. Right. Make vector. Yeah, it's not checking the direction. It's not. So, okay. Ah. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No, we can't do that. Display that. And only do the X and the Y. Bother doing the maths twice. Like that, maybe. Looks cleaner too. Oh, I didn't compile. I wonder why. I just recombine this. That might work. That might work. Sorry, I just chest bumped the mic, yeah. God damn it, test. Get back! I want the scrubby stuff that we never need on the left. That's always on looping. That's always on looping. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, so it works now. For want of a better word. Works. But it still stutters. So who knows why? Nobody knows why. I've been ignoring plain nonsense the whole stream, and it's probably gonna end up being this, isn't it? But I don't get why. Deal with it. Fun features of the RPG game. Works though. Oh boy. That also means that it updates the movement on the camera rotation, which is absolutely amazing. That's something a lot of people, I'm sure, will want. Maybe. Like as and when. So if there's an area in the game which has fixed cameras, you'll be sorted. Still stutters a little bit. I don't know. Put it in the Trello as a bug. It's fine. It's still there. Already put it in. So it definitely needs to be ironed out by the end of the development. But I think it's a small bug, and I think we can live with it. And I think we may be over-engineering a simple project problem. You know what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm trying to convey. I am probably going to have a small break. Gonna grab some food, a drink, and boot up the video game. That is some frame rates. I'm real sorry for everyone who had to witness that flyby. That was some frame rates, wasn't it? Speaking of nanite. Yeah, no, before I go, I want to see if I can Interesting. There are no LODs made for it. It is just a LOD 0 object. Okay. Like, what about this guy? He's got... Well, there you go. Turns out these voxel boys are just undetailed enough to not be nanited. Even though I put them through nanite. 100% I did. Hello? It's gone. What the hell? The nanite has a mesh. That's a very simple mesh. Alright, I'll deal with it. No. No. Yeah, wow. Nanite has generated exactly 0 meshes. Nice, I guess. It's alright. It doesn't really need to, does it? You think it needs to? I don't think it needs to. But it does something. Like, maybe it has made the meshes, but maybe all the meshes are the same. Some overdraw there. Oh, because the grass has got a whole bunch of holes through it? Sure, okay. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, that's it for the game development section. Thanks for coming. And I will be back soon-ish, I guess. Sometime in the near future, not too distant future. We'll play some Nier Replicant.